Sairam everyone, and welcome back to our political science class. And let us continue with our lesson, electoral politics. In the last class, children, we saw why we need elections. Also, we discussed the choices made by the voter in the elections. So today, we will start with a new topic. What makes an election democratic, right? Look at your monitor. We'll move further. Yes, we are going to see what makes an election democratic. See children, in many ways, elections are held in all democratic countries. You can say elections are held in non-democratic countries too. But as I told you, most of the non-democratic countries also hold elections in some kind of elections. Now, how do we distinguish these democratic elections from any other elections? Okay, see, we have studied in the previous chapter what is democracy, why democracy. This chapter is related to it. We discussed about many countries where elections were held. Elections are held even today. But we can't really, these countries can't be called as democratic elections. The countries which are non-democratic, they conduct elections, but these elections cannot be called as democratic election. So, let us just recollect what we have learned. What we have learned in the last class. And let's start with a simple, list of minimum conditions. A minimum conditions of a democratic election. First, we will see that. We have studied this in the last class. Just a revise. The first one is everyone should be able to choose their representatives. What does that mean? Look at it, monitor. I have written there. Everyone should be able to choose their representative. What does it mean? It means that everyone should have one vote and every vote should have equal value. Each adult citizen, not you children, me, your parents, every adult citizen should have right to vote. We have studied about the countries like Saudi Arabia. What happened in Saudi Arabia? Women were not allowed to cast their vote, right? Estonia. We studied about Fiji. So these is in these countries. Can we call this political equality? No. So according to the first feature, you can call it as feature, you can call it as characteristics, you may get this question. So the first feature of democratic election is everyone should get right to vote. Everyone should have political right. Look at the second one. There should be something, it is there on your monitor. There should be something to choose from. That is, you should have option. Parties and candidates, they should be free to contest election. And should offer some choice to the voters. We should not have a single party system. Like we in India, we have many parties, multi-party system. BJP, Congress, Janata Dal, Shiv Sena, Manase. Aam Aadmi, many parties are there. This tells us it means free and fair elections. Elections should offer a real choice between political alternatives. Many party. I may like the policies of one party. I may not like the policies of other party. So I'm having a choice. I don't like this. So other party is there. The other party is better than that. So I have a choice like that. Example, we saw China. One party system. Only Chinese Communist Party has to be voted. The candidate who is contesting the election should be the member of Chinese Communist Party or the allies. We have studied this. Okay, let's see the third one. The choice should be offered at regular intervals. Means what? Elections should be held regularly after every 5 years. Like we saw in this lesson only, Devi Lal. What happened in Haryana? The ruling government was Congress. Then Devi Lal formed his own party, Lok Dal. People were impressed by the promises made by him and he was elected. But in the next election, in 1991, when the elections were held, what happened with Devi Lal? He lost his popularity and again Congress party bounced back. They were the ones who formed government in Haryana. So maybe people elect a representative, a candidate of any party and that party forms the government. Okay, and in the period of 5 years, if people find that this person, this candidate, this member is not working according to the wish or not serving the people, they have right to change the government. Okay. Let's see the fourth point now. The candidate preferred by the people should get elected. This means those candidates who have won the election should form the government. Example is, we have studied this, Pakistan. What happened in Pakistan? The elected government was thrown out by the military officer and they came into power. Yeah, Parvez Musharraf and formed the government. This should not happen. The elected member should form the government. And the fifth one is, election should be conducted in a free and fair manner where people can choose, as they really wish. No malpractice, no dirty tricks should be used by the candidates, by the party to win elections. Children, this might look very simple and easy, conditions. But these conditions are not fulfilled in many countries. We have seen that. We have seen many parties, leaders, they contest elections. There is tough competition amongst these leaders, these parties. But is it good to have political competition? Let's see. First we will see what is election. Election is all about political competition only. Political competition, that is elections. Right? This competition takes various forms. And the most important competition is among the political parties. As every party wants to come into power, wants to form government, as every party wants to rule the country, at the constituency level, it takes the form of competition among many candidates who are contesting the elections. And if there is no competition, these elections are pointless. Yes, they're pointless. Without competitions, election will be pointless because what? If there's no competition, will the people will have any option, choice? So, it is asked, is it good to have political competition? And the answer to this question is yes. See, there are many drawbacks, demerits of electoral competition. This electoral competition have many demerits, disadvantages. I'll give you example. Like, it creates a sense of disunity and also factionalism in every locality among the people. It refers to factionalism, it refers to arguments, or you can say disputes within the parties. Now, political parties, what actually they do while contesting an election, they do campaigning. And in this campaign, they may use sensitive matters they'll talk about the caste and religion, and this will lead to division of people. In your locality, you must have heard people complaining of political parties, different political parties, and also about the leaders. These leaders and this political party, they often level allegations against one another. They blame each other. They blame each other for the downfall, for the poor situation, or for the crisis in the country. This you must have heard, right? This political parties and the leaders to use dirty tricks to win elections. According to some people, this pressure to win elections, or you can say this electoral fight, does not allow sensible long-term policies to be formulated. You know why? I'll tell you. See, if I'm in the government, my party is the government, I will have my policy. I will use this policy in the long term. Now what happens in the next election? If my government, if my party does not win the election, another party forms the government. What happens that time? That party will have their own policies. Then what about the other policy, the policy which was introduced by my party? It will not work out. So it is like that. Okay. This is the reason. So long policies cannot be a long-term policies. Okay. Now see, there are people who wish to serve the country. People like me. Yeah, we wish to serve the country, but cannot serve, would not like to enter politics. The reason is they do not want to be dragged or get involved into this unhealthy competition. They want to serve the country, but they want to stay away from all this political fights. The makers of our constitution children, they were aware of these problems, this competition and all what is happening. Then too, they opted for free competition in election as a way to select our leaders. They did this because this constitution maker, they felt that this systems runs or works better in the long run. All the political leaders of the world know what is good for their people, right? And they are motivated only by a desire to serve them, serve the people. It is said that political competition is not necessary in such an ideal world. But in real life, it does not happen. Like all other profession, these political leaders of the world, they are motivated by a desire to advance their political career. These leaders want to be in power or to get power and also important position for themselves in their party as well as in the country. They may also wish to serve the people. They may. But it is very risky to depend entirely on the sense of their duty. Also, even when they wish to serve the people, they may not know what they should do, or their ideas may not match with what people really want. So, how do we deal with this real life situation? One of the way to deal with this real life situation is to try and improve the knowledge and character of these political leaders. In other way, or you can say the most realistic way is to set up a system, where these political leaders are rewarded for serving the people, rewarded for their good work, and punished for not doing so, not serving the people. Now, who decides this reward and punishment? The answer to this question is the people. Yes, the people. And how do the people punish? Through elections. This is what is electoral competition does. Regular election provides incentives to political party. Yeah, right now. And also to the leaders. These leaders know that if they raise issues, those issues which the people wanted to raise, it will affect the next elections. Yeah, it will affect the next election. This will affect their popularity, and they will have a chance of victory. The chances of victory in the next elections will increase. But what if they fail to satisfy the people? What will happen? Yes, if they fail to satisfy the people or the voters with their work, then the leaders will not win election again. So, if a political party has only a desire to be in power, even then, that party or that leader will be forced to serve the people, because in the next election they have to win, right? Example is given in your textbook. Very good example is given in your textbook related to this. See, it is a bit like this. The way market works. Okay, example about a market work. See, even if the shopkeeper is interested, most of the shopkeepers, they are interested to make profits, right? He will be forced to give good service to his customer. Why? Because if he fails to do so, this customer will go to another shop. Similarly, political competition may cause division and ugliness, but it helps the party and the leaders to serve the people. So competitions are very important. I'll stop here over here, children. We will meet in the next class with the same lesson. Till then, take care. Thank you.